some etiquette of the bathroom as mentioned in the ahadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Number one, my brothers in Islam, when one is using the bathroom, he enters with his left foot and he says, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubthi wal khaba'ith. This is a hadith reported by Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu. He said that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, if one of you wanted to enter the bathroom, then say, Bismillah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wal khaba'ith. What does that mean? This is what it means. You're seeking refuge in Allah Azza wa Jal. A'udhu bika meaning, oh Allah, I seek refuge in you. What does that mean? That means, oh Allah, I ask for your protection. Oh Allah, protect me from al-khubthi wal khaba'ith. Al-khubth are the male devils. Wal khaba'ith are the female devils. Why? Because the bathrooms are places in where the shayateen love to hang around. This is their homes and this is their hangout. These are the places of filth, the places of najasa. For when one enters, remember to say this dua, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubthi wal khaba'ith. Oh Allah, protect me from the female and the male devils. Then you walk in. We'll teach this, implement it and teach it to your children. And ulama rahimahumullah, they also mention an issue that if one was, let's say he's out in the open, in the desert, and he wanted to relieve himself, does he say this dua or not? And if he does, when does he say it? This is according to the jumhur al-ulama, the common opinion among the ulama rahimahumullah. They say that if one was out in the open, in the desert, and wanted to relieve himself, then he would say this dhikr just before he sits down to relieve himself. Like if someone is in the desert, well, this is when he says it. Just before he raises his clothes and sits down to relieve himself, he says this dua. And the other issue is, if you've entered the bathroom and you forgot to say the dhikr, when do you say it? Al-ulama rahimahumullah say, as long as you haven't sat down yet, then say the dhikr. And if you have sat down and you've already began to relieve yourself, then say it in your heart and do not say it in your tongue. In no case one is supposed to leave this dhikr. And what's amazing and what's incredible to find that the ulama would even discuss this stuff. If someone is already sitting down relieving himself and he forgot, they're discussing this. This just teaches you how much of importance it is for one to make this dhikr as he enters the bathroom. For once one relieves himself and he finishes, there is two methods of how you clean yourself. Number one, the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he teaches us something about al-istinja. Al-istinja is to clean yourself using water. Wal-istijmar, this is the other method, and that is originally it's using rocks to clean yourself. And what takes its place, like tissue paper nowadays. You have two methods. Combining the two is the best. Water and tissue, this is the best. But it's not a necessity. If you were to just clean yourself with water, that's enough. And if you were to clean yourself only with tissue paper, then that's also enough. Until you see, if there is water available and there are tissue papers available, using both of them is the best. But you don't have to use both of them if it's not there. Understand that. Some people, they only have toilet paper, mathalan. They use it and they think that because they didn't use water, now they cannot pray until they find somewhere that has water and go and clean himself over again, and al-waswasah will come to him, and there you go, his salat maybe is gone for that period of time. Take note of that. Once that's done, and once the person is ended, one more thing is that when you relieve yourself, let's say urinating, do not stand while urinating. Here in the bathroom we have a problem, and Allahu A'lam what you do in your house and at work. It is makruh to stand. You only stand if there's a necessity for that. Otherwise, why do we say it's wrong? Because when one stands and relieves himself, there is the chance of the urine splashing back on him. As a result, his clothes become najis, and then he is not able to pray with that. He'll pray, he's got no idea what's happening, and his salat is unacceptable. Why? Because he stood when he was urinating. Well, there's a major sin in that, for the one that's not clean himself properly. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam counted it as a major sin. Understand, when you relieve yourself, whether it's urine or the other, sit down and you relieve yourself. After one is finished and he walks out, he says, and it is a sunnah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to say, we'll end with this. What does he say? Ghufranaka. What does Ghufranaka mean? Oh Allah, I seek your forgiveness. Now why? I'll answer this for you and we finish. Why does one say Ghufranaka? Oh Allah, I seek your forgiveness? Two meanings. Number one, he says that, in other words, he's saying, oh Allah, the time that I spent in the bathroom, that I did not make dhikr of you, I ask forgiveness for that. Yani time went by, and a minute went by in my life in where I did not make dhikr of you. So Allah, forgive me for the time that went by and I did not say Subhanallah or Alhamdulillah or use it in some benefit. Here, at this point, it teaches you how much the dhikr is important in the life of a Muslim. For he's saying, Ghufranaka, oh Allah, forgive me for that time. And what you learn from this is that when you go to the bathroom, don't spend a lot of time in there. Some people, they take their phone in the bathroom, sometimes a magazine in the bathroom, and he sits there, I don't know what he's doing inside. The bathroom, you quickly relieve yourself and leave. Then every time that you're spending inside is time going by that you did not benefit in. And you walk out and you ask Allah for forgiveness. Make sure, relieve and you come out. And the other meaning is this. You say, Ghufranaka, oh Allah, I seek your forgiveness. And what is this reminding you of? This is very deep. Understand this concept. That when one has the najasa inside of him and he needs to relieve himself, if he does not relieve himself, problems would occur. And the najasa, if it remained inside, it would destroy a person. It might end up killing him if he doesn't relieve himself. So when one walks out of the bathroom, he says, Ghufranaka, in other words, he says, oh Allah, Alhamdulillah that you relieved this najasa from me. And the same way you relieved this najasa from me, I ask you to forgive me from my sins. Because if my sins remain on me, and you do not forgive them for me, then they will destroy me, just like if the najasa was to remain inside of me, I would have died and I would have been destroyed because of that. Subhanallah, an incredible meaning that one is supposed to live as he walks out of the bathroom saying, Ghufranaka. This is the sunnah of Rasulullah in brief, what I was able to share with you. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from among the people of the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. إنه ولي ذلك والقادر عليه وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.